Hi, this is Miss Cindy and happy Halloween. I'm actually getting ready to do a project. I apologize, not many projects have been posted because I volunteered to tutor some college students for the next 6 months. So I am burnt out when the weekend comes. I do not think about doing any crafts. But I am going to revisit something and put a little spin on it that I haven't done before. I have done so many diamond art kits that I decided to try to do my own again. I did one where I actually had the graph paper, but instead from diamond art, I got the grid, the pre-printed grid. So it's pre-printed, it's got the adhesive on it. So my idea is to do my own, and I made a stencil of a diamond, but I'm not going to use this whole thing. I'm just probably going to use half of it. So I made a stencil, and then I have a little plexiglass because I don't want my stencil when I draw it on to actually stick to the adhesive. So I got a piece of plexiglass that I'm going to cut it out, and then trace it so I can at least pull the plexiglass off. And then I think I'm going to, once I get it all designed and all the drills on, I'm going to put it on canvas. I just haven't decided how the background is going to be on canvas. I want to use a lot of colors because I've got tons of drills left over. So I may do a pour on the back, or I don't know. I haven't just gotten that far yet. All I do know is I'm going to try to do my own, but I'm going to do it on a pre-printed canvas with the grid already on there. So once I get started, I guess I will be back. Now I just have to cut the diamond stencil, get it on, and I'll show it to you once I get it on. Okay, so I got the outline of the diamond on the graph. I try to center it as exact as possible. I'm using round drills and not square drills, so I'm hoping it fills in all of the spots and I don't have too many problems in the corners. This is not going to be as easy as I thought it was going to be either. But I got my outline on there. I'm going to outline it in black. I got my black drills here. I got all my tools to get this started. So as I progress doing the outlines, I'll come back and show you. I'm going to leave the background on for now. I'll probably cut it off later, but I'm going to leave it on for now. So I just have some steadiness to keep it from sliding all over the place instead of just cutting it out now. So anyway, I'll be back once I start drilling. Okay, so I've done the outline, and I think this is going to work. I just got to make sure I keep those lines straight. But to recap how I got there, because there's a couple of things that I didn't show on screen. One was, all I did was I used a piece of folder board, and I cut a diamond, but I did not just cut a random diamond. I made sure that it went up to these two lines. So I did take time on measuring it to make sure I had the right size, because I want to make sure that the round drills will go in with not a whole lot of white showing. So I did the best I could then. I cut it out, and then I taped it to a thin piece of plexiglass, and then I cut that out. I knew that paper would probably stick on this adhesive as opposed to when you try to pull it off. I didn't want it to rip, so that's why I did it on plexiglass. And also, I could see right through it, so I can line it up to make sure it's in the same markings that I wanted it to. Okay, so then when it came time, after I cut my stencil out, the plexiglass one, I wanted to see how the adhesive was on here. So I took a small piece and I put the adhesive on to see if I could pick it up. I had to tug at it. it did come off. It didn't take off the adhesive, but it wasn't like I just lay it down, do my trace, and pull it off. I had to tug at it. So because of that, I didn't want the whole plexiglass to stick to this adhesive and have a hard time pulling it off. So what I did was I took some parchment paper and I drew a smaller diamond, so just that I had maybe about, I'm going to say maybe about 1/3 of an inch around. So when I put the plexiglass on here and then I could do my tracing, all I had to do was pull up the edges. So I just wanted to point that out on how I got this far, because this is a good quality mat. This adhesive is good quality. It's better than some of the kits that I've got. So I did not want anything to stick on here and then I wouldn't be able to get it off. So I've started doing the drill. I did the outline. So I'm going to do a little more, and as I progress, I will come back and show you. Okay, so I'm pretty much finished with my outline. This is what it looks like so far, if you can see that. Let me see. There you go. Okay, so now I just gotta find some colors to fill it in and make sure I have enough drills to fill in all of these sections. So once I get that done, I'll be finished, and then I'm just going to cut it out and figure out what background I'm going to use, because I will be gluing this to a canvas. So I will be back. Okay, I put some of the green drills on, and the problem that I thought I was going to run into, I did run into. Even though I tried very hard to measure this accurately, these are round drills on square grid. So no matter how close you get them, you're going to have that white in the background. And I don't like that white. And I don't want it to have white all the way through. When you get a kit, it's always color-coded. And if you look closely, sometimes, even though if you get the drills close enough, you can still see the surface, but the surface is the same color. So they still come out gorgeous. I don't want all of this gray showing in the background on every single section. So I'm going to have to pull up all of the green and start from scratch. So trying to get a solution on how I can get that background painted, I cut off a piece of the grid and I put a really thin coat of acrylic paint on it. And then I let it dry. Naturally, when it dried, it was nice and smooth, but my adhesive had gone. So I said, okay, let me try the metallic paint, because metallic paint is a little bit lighter. So I went and cut off a piece, and as you can see, my metallic paint with a light coat still has the adhesive on it. So now I'm back to the drawing board. I'm going to pull out all my metallic paint and see if I can match those to the drill. And then I'm going to go ahead and paint it, get it color-coded, and then I'm going to have to re-drill it. I don't care if I have to use a thin coat of glue if for some reason, I have a section that doesn't stick. That's okay, because I usually Mod Podge these in the end anyway, so glue gets on them. I'm just not happy with the white sections where you can see the surface in between the drills. So, you live, you learn. And this is just why I cut this sheet in half. Because this is a Diamond Dotz sheet. But I got it from Etsy, and I got it for $6 less than what the Diamond Dotz was selling it for. So even though I got it cheaper, I said, okay, I'm not going to go and just do a big one first. Let me cut it in half, and I'll experiment with it and see if it comes out. And this one didn't come out. So anyway, I will be back after I put a light coat of paint over in these sections and make sure I have the same color drill to match. So I will be back. Here is a quick update where I painted this diamond first. And some spots are sticky, some parts are not sticky. I used a metallic paint, but I do like this a little bit better than I like the other one. The whole key to this is making sure your drills evenly go into the grid, go onto the grid. I'm going to do this again. And I'm going to do it, probably a small one when I cut this out, maybe a small one. And I'm going to use the acrylic paint because I know it would definitely cover the full background. And then I'm not going to worry about getting the drills right on the different squares because that doesn't seem to be working for me. And that's only because it's not it's not an exact print or exact sketch. I tried to do it the best I could, but there's some spots that these round ones just won't fill in so that it's nice and exact. I think I got this pink one over here, which is like perfect, but you still have a little bit of seeing the surface, but it's okay because the surface is at least the same color as the drill. So I just wanted to give you a quick shot showing you I did paint this in, and I'm going to finish it up the best I can. And then I will be back, and it should be pretty much finished except for the canvas. Okay, here's a quick update on how far I've come. This was a lot harder than I anticipated. But anyway, I got as many drills on there as possible, as close as possible. It's not perfect. It does not look like the kits, so I plan on revisiting this again. But anyway, once it was done, I went ahead, just put some Mod Podge on it. I cut it off. So now I'm going to go ahead and glue it to the canvas. I'm going to I got to paint the canvas first, and then I'm going to glue it on top. I just haven't decided how I'm going to paint it. Anyway, when I come back, it should be finished. I'm using a smaller canvas only because I was going to put it on a bigger canvas, but I don't like it that much. But I do want to follow this through because I may even try to resin it once it's done and see if that does anything, if that helps the appearance. Anyway, I'll be back once it's completely finished. Okay, this little project is done. I didn't know what I was going to do in the background, so what I did was just a quick pour and mix some of the colors that I used in the drills, and then I just outlined it. I just painted a solid outline so it would stand out a little bit. I'm done with this. I will be revisiting it because I like the idea of doing my own diamond art design. I just got to figure out how to get those in there where it fills up the whole spot and you don't have a lot of white spots. Anyway, if you enjoyed the content, please give me a thumbs up. Come back. I'm always coming up with something. I've got a big project in there I just haven't had the time to do where I'm working with a mirror. But anyway, have a great day. See you soon.